Welcome back, guys. On today's episode of the Briefcase in the Barn, we're covering a lot of ground, just giving the topics here up front so you know what to expect. We start with some honest listener feedback and why we talk about the things we do, a little bit of pushback from a listener. We then talk about Alberta's feedlots and the business behind large-scale concrete. Jason Bremer from Prairie Stone Concrete, a buddy of mine, joined us on the podcast today. We then move to talk about Calgary's new mayor and how he's pushing back. Then we switch topics completely and move into marriage and dating, including whether buying your wife jeans is brave or stupid. Then we move to being present and what happened when Gary locked his phone away for a couple days or a day and a half. And then move into church stuff. Is insurance actually a faith issue? Is it sin or not? What it means to serve. And then we end with talking about alcohol and the blind spots in the Christian culture. So hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of the Briefcase in the Barn, a series of the Furious and Curious show where we talk about business, life, Christianity, and more. Still no Matt Keane, but we got some good feedback on him. But we do have Jason Bremer joining us. Nobody, Jason.
Hello.
People always want to do a preface before they come on the show. Jason wanted to start explaining to us how he felt, how anxious he was, nervous. But I always say the best content for the podcast is everything you said before the podcast and after the podcast.
That's right.
So just record it all.
Yeah, I met Jason through your cousin Josh. My wife's cousin Josh.
Yes.
And
Years ago.
And you were my first coaching client.
That's right.
Before I was a coach.
Yeah.
Or
That was a test run.
Test run, yeah. Was it any good?
It was good, yeah. Yeah. I got a really good deal.
There you go. Yeah, that's right.
You got exactly what you paid for, probably.
No, I told him he could pay whatever he wants at the end. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a unique way to do it.
This is the feedback I got just an hour ago from sent in anonymously. Matt is still on and driving us all crazy. You will be losing subscribers. You other two are much more honest when he's not there. You two are afraid he'll laugh you out when you say what you believe, and it's different than him. And it's super childish. It's not about the rules of Christmas, what you can or can't have or set up, but can we in simplicity commemorate Christ's birth without all the worldly banter? It's what Christ followers want us to do, to glorify him in his coming on earth and to save sinners. It's not something to mock about. And believe it or not, a lot of people in the churches you guys like to criticize definitely do gifts. Gifts, so whatever. This guy sounds like real nice guy. Super calm. No anger issues.
Is it in all caps?
No, it's
Like one of those Twitter posts where they put it in all caps?
Guess what? I don't care.
I love the feedback.
The feedback is good, yeah. Feedback's good.
I like it. It's totally
Especially
fun.
anonymous.
I had face-to-face feedback. I was at a conservative party for Mark Strawhead public skating in Chilliwack. He's our local MP. And met a faithful listener. And she felt the same way, but said it a lot nicer.
Okay. That's why people can do it
shouldn't say that.
anonymously.
I shouldn't pigeonhole what she was saying. She appreciated the conversation. And to be fair, most people appreciate Matt on the show. If we did a viewership's way up. But obviously, there's people that don't listen to this because you're on here, and there's for sure people that don't listen because I'm on this podcast. So that's just the way it is. And it's a big pool out there of podcasts to listen to. So
but I was just telling Jason earlier this week when I asked him to come on, I'm like, I don't think about what the audience thinks.
No,
about.
It doesn't even matter. That's irrelevant.
I said when I started this thing, I'm just going to record on whatever I think is interesting and have on who I think is interesting and talk about those things. And whoever likes that stuff will listen. And whoever doesn't, you don't have to listen. There's no rules. Give her. Yeah. Okay, tell me about Prairie Stone. What do you do in Alberta?
So we operate a concrete company that supplies concrete to the southern Alberta industry. We got a fleet of concrete trucks that supply and deliver concrete all over southern Alberta. And then we do roller compacted concrete as well. Supplying RCC to the feedlot industry.
Which is like they just...
Explain it in detail. That's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting product.
Yeah, so basically we come in, we clear out all the old pens, fence lines, manure, everything out, redo the dirt, do the whole design to make sure everything drains properly and it's compacted properly, and then we put a perfect layer of RCC.
RCC is just, it's like a powder?
It's roller compacted concrete, so it's rock sand, water and cement,
Yeah.
Regular concrete, just super dry. Enough water in there to hydrate the cement and get your strength. You lay it out, pack it down, and
just roll it.
Yep.
And for perspective, how long some of these feedlots are huge, right? There's thousands of animals in each feedlot for people that don't know the beef industry.
Yeah. So we did about 175 acres of concrete this year.
And for those that don't know, an acre is about 43,560 square feet. So that is an insane amount of square footage.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
And you said you sell the concrete, but do you have a concrete plant then, or you buy it and resell it and basically deliver it with your trucks?
No, we're buying raw product and we're
making the
concrete.
Okay.
Yep.
But they do it differently. They have trucks instead of like the cement trucks.
We don't have drum trucks. We have continuous mixing trucks, otherwise known as volumetric trucks. And so we carry all the products on the truck, your rock, sand, cement, water, chemicals separately. And then when we get to the site, we mix the concrete fresh.
Why is that?
So our advantage is we can go as far as we want without batching out the mix time.
Is there a batch mix time on concrete?
Yeah, 2 hours generally is engineering standard.
So what happens then?
The concrete the strength goes way down. So the strongest concrete will ever be is when you mix the water and the cement together. If you're done right then and there, that's the strongest that concrete will be.
Oh wow! So it literally goes down.
Tumble it, it'll keep dropping.
So you can mix right on site, and then you can have all like piles of all your different raw materials on site in just one truck, and you just keep feeding the truck.
Is that what's happening? Is it always a separate truck then that's mixing there?
It depends on the jobs. Like some smaller-ish jobs, like 100 meters or less, we'll just cycle because we got enough trucks now. But big jobs, we can do a 300-400 meter pour with one truck. We just haul all of our rock and sand to the site. We have a loader there. We have water tankers there. We have cement bulkers there. And we just continuously load one truck and we can put out 60 meters an hour.
Fascinating.
So
when they build, like, we watch YouTube videos at our house of building skyscrapers, would they use the freshest concrete there then because it's the strongest, or is it not that big of a deal? Like as far as bringing, or would they mix the ingredients same as you guys do right on the spot? Do you know?
I think
for big structural projects?
Generally, the drum trucks have done that. So they'll try to find the closest drum plant in the area to supply that.
Are there a lot of other companies that do concrete like you guys?
In our area, there is quite a few of our trucks. I'd say there's the same or more volumetrics as drums. It seemed to break through there, and we've done a lot of QC and done a lot of commercial projects where everything is tested, and we can perform just as well or better than anybody else.
Than a drum truck, even though you're.
Yeah. There's the old hardcore guys that say drums are the only way to go, and it's the only consistent concrete out there, but we pour a lot of meters out there and a lot of them are tested.
Are just as many feedlots doing the RC, what's it called?
RCC, roller compacted concrete.
RCC. Are lots of feedlots still doing it? Is that something that's even increasing, or is it plateaued because the money's drying up? Or
I would say in the last few years there's more and more doing it. The feedlot industry has been pretty strong, so there's maybe some extra money to put into this. It is a costly product. There's no doubt about it.
How much is it, roughly, to do a feedlot?
$2.50 to $3 a square foot. Ish. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Is that 150 grand an acre? Am I doing my math right?
Ish, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And the advantage of them is just easier to clean it all out and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the biggest advantage is actually the feed conversions. So I've heard from multiple sources, probably 3 different farmers that farm a lot of cattle, and they're saying that their cattle on RCC, if they would get, say, 1,000 head in, and they put 500 on RCC, 500 in regular pens, and they feed them the same, treat them the same, do everything the same, their cattle on RCC are 60 to 70 pounds heavier when they go to ship.
Okay, so they would argue it's literally paying for itself.
It is paying for itself.
Okay.
Best, we'll invest in that all day long, is what I've heard.
Okay, so lots of people are getting a lot of calls after this podcast.
Yeah,
a lot of beef guys. A lot of beef guys listening. Still be a huge capital cost.
It is. It costs a lot of money to do, and so you'll see some of the guys that maybe are a little bit bigger in the industry that maybe have some extra cash.
And do you do the whole project? Like you do the grading, cleaning out?
Yeah, we'll take care of it all.
Design
sub
everything.
It out,
whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
We can do it all.
Okay, but your core business is selling the concrete product, obviously.
So we do the concrete supply, and then we got a company that we work with that does all the dirt work and the placing. A couple companies, but one main one, and then another guy that we work with.
Yeah. Do you have partners in your business?
Oh, that's a big question.
I'm just answering honestly.
Yeah,
this is an honest podcast.
I started with a partner. I started with a partner 10 years ago, and we had some differences.
Okay.
About 6 years ago or 7 years ago or something. Or no, sorry. About 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
And we went our separate ways. And since then, I bought it out completely. But since then, I've had 2 managers buy in.
Okay.
Minority shareholders. So
there you go. You know what Prairie Concrete is.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
It's pretty cool.
Sounds like a great business.
Talking about Alberta, you put a note in here on Calgary's new mayor.
Yeah.
You said, think it's a sign to come. Coincides with Liberals admitting banning plastic straws was asinine. Liberals admitted that? Which Liberals
they pretty much did. It's buried pretty deep in some of their recent policy.
And who's Calgary's new mayor?
Jeremy Farkas.
Okay.
And there's an article in the National Post, and he goes off.
On what? Calgary's new mayor goes off? Is he in a different party than the other guy? He's a long ways from the guy that was in for a long time, and even their most recent mayor. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank on. I can picture the guy because I've seen him in person. Their old mayor, Michael Tube. Who's that?
Well, that was probably their last one. But their mayor now is Farkas. He promises much stricter enforcement against open drug use and the crime that surrounds it. We need to hold accountable the worst, most egregious offenders. And we know right now that it's about 100 individuals who are responsible for the vast majority of repeat violent crime and offenses, he said. This may not be politically correct to say, but we need to crack down on these people. They need to be put in jail.
So the headline is Calgary frees itself from climate emergency. Mayor Jyoti Godek. Her policies were destructive, and she was hostile toward individuals and groups that didn't fit her ideological wheelhouse. Okay.
So this is what he talks about. Goes on pretty strongly against people that are anti-Semitic. He said this violence, because there's been obviously a lot of violence around Canada, especially in Canada, I would say. I feel like Canada is under the guise of tolerance, just allows people to say whatever they want to some degree.
This podcast.
I said, pardon?
Except for on the conservative side.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. This violence did not come out of nowhere, Farkas said. It has been emboldened by spineless moral leadership, moral cowardice, and a failure to act
reading is hard
decisively. It's hard for me. Or stand unequivocally with the Jewish community. Calls to globalize the. How do you pronounce that word, Kyle?
Tefida? I don't know.
Oh man, we should know what that word is. That's so bad. We're dismissed. Anti-Semitism was excused as anti-Zionism, and leaders did nothing. Silence, deflection, excuses. These are the choices. These are choices that have consequences. History shows us this pattern clearly. Lies masquerade as morality. Dehumanization is excused, and violence follows. To demonstrators, he said, "You have the right to protest, but you do not have the right to intimidate. You do not have the right to target people because they are Jewish. If your protest makes Jewish families calculate their safety, if your slogans make them fear attending religious celebrations, like our menorah lighting tonight," I'm butchering all these Jewish words. I apologize to our 3 Jewish listeners. "If your cause demands silence from those under threat, then you're not speaking truth to power. You are part of the problem. And I want to be clear, criticism of governments is not anti-Semitism, but harassment of Jewish people anywhere and for any reason it is." And he goes on and on.
You think it's a sign of what's to come?
Well, he says further on in the article, "This is not limited to the Jewish community, which is why I'm going to strike a new mayor's interfaith council to work together with other faith leaders, not just in the Jewish community, but in the Sikh, Hindu, Muslim, and Christian community, so that an attack on one is deemed an attack by all of us." So, anyways, I just thought it was fascinating. I feel like the pendulum is, I wouldn't say swinging, but I feel like there's
some conversation having.
The fact that this guy can get, now, I was just in Calgary recently. I flew in and got a car on, what's that app called? From some guy's house, random dude. And it's basically like a car rental, but short term. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. So I was fascinated by like very diverse cultures. People obviously, I find like a lot of Some people would say a lot of immigrants would lean towards
liberal policies.
Maybe, but I think a lot of them are pretty family oriented, right?
Yeah,
and,
more. I would say more would be.
And in a lot of other countries, drug addiction, the tolerance for drug use is a lot less than in our country.
Yeah, you see that actually. I noticed that working at the shelter now, it's mostly white guys that are there. It's not like you don't see a lot of immigrants that are addicted to drugs on the street. Now there's some, but it's the majority is.
Why is that?
I think it's just because of the family. Like it's the immigrants that come in here, they're
still
strong
family
families,
ties.
Stuff like that. But generally, the Canadians that have been here for a lot of generations, it's like that's gone. There's
broken families.
Yeah, there's nothing left, and there's none of that, which is the fabric of everything. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about that?
About that? No, thanks for asking. I mean, no. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, well, you put another fun quote in here, or a question. Would you buy your wife jeans for Christmas or her birthday present? What was that?
Well, I'm asking you guys. Would you buy your wife jeans?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, if she wants jeans or Christmas.
Would you buy your wife jeans for Christmas?
Totally.
Okay.
I would probably have to raid her closet to make sure I got the right size and blah, 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 but
yeah.
I would.
Okay, so I just went in off the cuff and did not check the size of the closet.
Did you want jeans?
That's brave.
No, she didn't even ask for them, but I figured, hey, she had other clothes on there. And then she just said, oh, you should ask people. You see how many guys would actually dare go buy a pair of pants.
Now, to be fair, I haven't ever. I don't think done it.
You can try.
But I would. But
next
I would.
birthday.
But
next
I would.
birthday.
But Marie was.
I
were
bought
the
her
wrong
some
size
Christmas
or
stuff with the kids. Yeah, I went out and bought her. I bought, and it was a complete miracle. Everything kind of fit. But I mean,
Oh, well. You're better than I. I've never done jeans, but I've done dresses. I was recently in Uganda, and I went to this little shack where they got all the souvenirs, and I found 2 dresses.
I don't know if that counts.
Did you hold it up or go by size, or just be?
I went by size, and then I kind of held it up and said, "Yeah, I think she's about that big," and it fits, so that's good.
Good call.
And she said she liked it. So.
Okay, anyways, I thought that was a wild comment. I was like, I didn't expect to see that in the notes today, but okay.
Well, my wife was flabbergasted that I even dared to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? She thought you were like. She thought you'd be scared to do that?
Yeah. Just think, man, that's pretty brave. This could go really amiss.
Like
right?
if you bought like a size too big or something, or
either. You can't win either way. Like that's the thing about a woman's pair of pants. You get them too big, like think of the thoughts that go through the head. Way too small, can't get in them. Like just awful.
The real question
is
would you get them with holes in them, or would you get them with no holes in them?
No holes in them.
Okay.
Holes for sure.
Not a big fan of the holes in the pants, but that's personal preference.
My dad said it was sinful.
I bug my wife about that all the time.
Oh, finally your dad wasn't right about something.
Well,
it's got to at least be holes in the bottom so your feet can go through.
We're gonna park that one.
Okay.
How do you deal with another comment you put? How do you deal with an introvert spouse? No desire to meet new people, like randomly going out for dinner with people they don't know, wound up tight like that. I was like, this is definitely Marie and Gary comment, because I know that it's definitely you that doesn't like going out, and Marie loves to hang out with people.
Yeah, she always wants.
Yeah. It's me, Nicole too.
Who's the introvert?
She's way more introverted than I am. I'm pretty introverted, but
she's even more introverted.
Yeah.
How about your wife, Jason? She's more introverted.
Oh, my wife is definitely more introverted. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But you're excited to meet, talk to anybody anytime.
Yeah.
You're like on the far end of the spectrum.
She gets really upset, right? Because we'll go out for dinner, like me and her, and I'll end up having dinner with some other couple. She's by herself there, or some random single person's there, and I like invite him to join our date. I've had people text me pictures of like their family member sitting with me at a restaurant beside me and my wife. It's like, oh, I see you invited my brother-in-law to come join you for dinner.
How often do you go on a date with just you and Marie?
Ooh, you just added the part there at the end.
Just you and Marie.
This is a sore spot in our marriage for sure. It's a shortcoming of mine, and I think we're doing better. We're like,
how often?
I can't answer the question, Samantha. I would say we were going out every week, and I would say quarter to half the time we would go out just with us. It's very rare now lately that we've been going out just the two of us. That's fair. Okay. Mostly because we are going out way less. We used to have a date night every Wednesday night and go out. And we've kind of just let that go in the last while, just the amount of stuff that's been going on.
How often you and the wife?
Just me and Amy. So we did our thing with Dr. Dave Curry years ago, and then we were doing the dating thing, and then we would take turns planning, and we did it
happy camper dating
pretty faithfully every week or every other week.
You guys would do happy camper dating too? Like where you
we did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was totally different every time?
Deal. Yeah. Or we kind of have our things that we like, but I would plan something. And
for people that don't know what happy camper dating is when one person plans, the other person is the happy camper. So whatever the other person plans, you have to be good with it. You just go along. So I've had to do art at the river before, and Nicole's been my caddy before when we go golfing, and just like the other person's
and you have to be pleasant about it.
Yeah,
you have to be.
That sounds like marriage in general.
But it's really good. Otherwise, you go on like these super lame dates where you just go out for dinner and just like kind of like meet in the middle, and you both aren't excited about the activity. And this way, that at least every other time you get to do something you like.
But one thing I learned about dating is that they don't really care what you do. They just want your time.
Present.
That's what matters.
Be present.
Like my wife, if like we could go for a walk or for a bike ride, or
and if you were paying attention,
go have a glass of
date.
wine, or it doesn't matter. If my phone is gone and it's just me and her, and they're happy. That's all they want.
Same with our kids.
Yeah.
It's not how exciting the thing is. It's just time. Be present. Hey, you texted me on Christmas Day from your MacBook. You said you wanted to put, what happened? You wanted to put your phone in the lockbox.
Well, I had said last week.
That's right.
That I gave my word. So I was thinking of that on the date on Christmas Eve.
You gave your word to do what again?
Well, I was going to put my phone in the lockbox. I didn't specify any time.
Okay.
But on Christmas morning, I was doing it with my son, and I wasn't really paying attention. And it said 5 hours and 4 minutes. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Well, unfortunately, I had 1 day and 5 hours. So I was without my phone until Boxing Day in the afternoon. And that was Marie said I did really well. She was pretty impressed.
What do you mean did really well in just like handling it, or?
Yeah, just she thought I'd be more anxiety.
Okay. Christmas Day is a pretty good day to do it because no one's really
It was the best day to do it.
Yeah.
I still had 27 unread text messages when I got my phone out of there. I took it with me on a hike because I took the box with me because it was going to be during my hike that I'd get my phone out. So
on the hike you were carrying
I was carrying the box, right? Get it out. Oh, okay. Good deal with my stuff now, right? But it was just interesting. Marie thought I was going to smash the box. And I did contemplate it, but I just thought, hey, this is obviously meant to be. And it was healthy.
What did you notice? Like not having it on you?
Way less check. You're just not checking it, and you don't even have to think about checking it because for the next 36 hours you don't.
There's a mental thing that you can't.
You can't. So it's super healthy.
Did you notice you were more relaxed or spent more time with the kids, or?
I was way more focused. I noticed I read books to them for a way longer period of time than I would normally read books because I didn't need to be done reading the books to check my phone.
Yeah. It's wild. Huh?
You have to try it. It's not something that you could hear from us talking about it. Yeah. I think it is something that you actually just have to.
Because just putting it in the cupboard for a certain amount of time doesn't actually work.
No, of course not. You just go.
Well, even if you do it for 5 hours, that anytime you can go check it. So you're mentally thinking about, hey, how long I'm going to do it for. But when that box says, hey, it's not coming out for 12 hours, you stop thinking about it.
Well, my brother-in-law said, isn't there a cheat code or something that you can open the box? I'm like, no, you have to smash the box. That's the point of it.
That's right. Yeah, you have to smash it. I've bought 2 new bottoms for it after breaking it. Okay. Broke it twice over the last 4 years or something.
Yeah, I didn't like it that my MacBook had the iMessages on it.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like to some degree I'd almost be better to have one big enough where all your devices
I wish they did,
are in there.
I have the same thing. So I actually have to take all my power cords for my computers and put them in there too, so I can't check my messages on my MacBook.
Okay, so that's kind of a cheat tool. The
MacBook totally is. Yeah, now you're not getting other text messages. You're not getting anybody that's on an Android device, right?
Okay.
So
I am.
You still. Why is that?
I don't know how they have it figured out now, but I get text messages from people that aren't on iMessage as well.
So now you got to put your MacBook in the lockbox too.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you're still not walking around with a MacBook, right? Like when you're hanging out downstairs, so they get used to. I have to go upstairs to my computer, so I think it's the greatest thing, and people need to use it more often. I mean, it's stealing time from our kids.
And there's a book, and I was thinking I'd give the book away if we do a live event in February, but I listened to a podcast. Sorry,
probably be early March.
Sorry, early March. I was listening to a podcast the other day from Barry Weiss. Excuse me, with the guy who wrote The Anxious Generation, I think it's called. I don't know if you guys have read that book. Anyways, Marie bought the book for me, she said months ago, and she said she left it by my bedside table, and I never cracked it one time. But so that's what put me on to locking up. Well, no, I was listening to that podcast. Now it's all coming back to me.
Okay.
I had left very early in the morning with a kid that was crying early in the morning and was waking up the house, so I took him out him for a drive through town. And thankfully, McDonald's was still open on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
And just went and listened to that podcast with that author, and then thought, hey, I should implement what we had said. It reminded me about the podcast and locking up my phone. But I just feel like just the fact of how screwed up the next generation coming is simply because of like us to some degree, but definitely the generation behind us, to the point where young people, you'll text them or email somebody and say, hey, give me a call when you have time, and they text you. Yeah. It's like you can't follow a basic instruction because you just don't call. It's just something you're not really willing to do. You'd rather just not have the relationship. You'd rather not have the job. You just don't even know how to communicate anymore. Yeah. Like there's some serious skills that cannot be made up for through chat, GPT and AI and other things, right? Where
even other things. I remember being at McDonald's a couple of years ago, and there was a couple in their 60s. They looked like a more conservative couple, and they were both
book by its cover.
And they both had their phone. They were looking at their phone, just like
60 years old.
Yeah, or I mean, that's what I guess they were. They looked pretty.
I would say that generation to some degree is the worst with technology.
Like the most addicted.
Yeah, and just don't even understand what they're doing. Like they're just posting things on Facebook that just don't understand the ramifications of public.
And then every video they get is probably real and truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you're sharing things and you're resharing things, and you don't realize how much it shapes how people view you and your character. Where and it's more nuanced than that. A lot of things that we read, we may say, "Hey, I kind of agree with this," but would I go as far as to share the article with some of the other ridiculous things it says in it? But I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I know some people that they would much rather text, and they will wait for hours for an answer rather than just pick up the phone and call somebody, and it drives me absolutely bonkers. Like, I'll just pick up the phone, boom, boom, boom. I'll figure this out
less
in
than 10 seconds rather than
I'll have an answer,
text messages.
And they will wait for hours. I'm like, oh, they didn't text me back yet. I'm still waiting. I'm like, that's not an answer.
That's not how it works.
But some people just, I'm not sure what it is. I don't have that, but some people just.
Do you voice to text or do you just text?
I do both.
I started doing it after you mentioned it on the podcast a little while ago. I actually do way more voice to text now.
You made yourself
voice messages. Do you do that too?
I don't do that. People that do, I get a real kick out of it. I have some people in my life that do it.
Why do you get a kick out of that?
All women. Except one Mexican guy.
Okay.
Everybody else is women. And long. Why do I not do it?
Yeah, it's super fast.
Just like the audio message, right? You're saying audio file.
I can tell you it would take me like a minute to text all this out, and I could say it in 5 seconds.
So I do it by voice. Everything I do, I never send a text message that's not voice to text.
The problem is that there's a lot of clerical errors, and sometimes I write stuff
and
down.
I can't even say what one of mine was because it's so bad. But I did do one recently to a wonderful lady. It was so awful.
Yeah, and then you wonder why you don't get a message back, and you look back and you read it. You're like, ooh, that is not what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Mailbag question. I'm curious to know what Jason thinks about this. Why is insurance frowned upon in some church communities? So I didn't grow up with this, but I know this is a thing where I think it's more.
It's less of a thing now, I think.
Is it? Yeah. Where life insurance, but even
any insurance,
even like car insurance.
Yeah.
And like home insurance is not okay because it's like you're not trusting God or something, right? Because if He's going to take care of you, then He'll take care of you. Is that the idea?
That would be the idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be about trusting the sovereignty of God.
Okay.
Be similar to birth control, right? Be all along the same lines.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Birth control or like condoms, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they have 12 kids.
That'd be one of the reasons. I mean, there'd be many reasons. 12 children would be a real blessing too. So that'd be another reason they'd have 12 kids.
You don't have much else to do in the wintertime, but.
What's that?
Hey, let's get back to the insurance.
Yeah, so the insurance, I don't know. It's exactly what Gary said. But I think in our communities, the most we're going to see in our Dutch Reformed communities is that I've ever heard of is the life insurance debate.
Okay.
I don't think I've never met somebody that's like, you have to put insurance on your car to drive it. Everybody.
Yeah,
knows
but
that.
you don't have to have collision.
No, that's true. But
they would actually they would say that getting collision is sinful then?
I don't know. I've never asked somebody that pointedly if they would say. I would assume if they're not doing it, they would think it's wrong.
What's the difference then? It's all just levels? Like we're okay with this because we have to.
That's how everything is if it's not black and white in Scripture, right? I mean, the minute you start pulling, the minute you start creating rules that are not explicitly said, you're. I've struck often lately, even through Christmas time, because we do so many things that are tradition. And so many of the traditions I find are like, there's nothing wrong with them, but very quickly, everything we're doing is just a tradition. And it's very easy to do. It's the human nature. It's kind of like to get in this rut. And so I think even these types of things, they came from a place of kind of like, hey, this is somebody felt strongly, probably a pastor, was either trying to one up another pastor or just trying to be holier than thou, or just, follow the word of, let's put it in a more positive light, follow the word of the Lord to the nth degree, and then quickly created things out of nothing, in my opinion, right? I mean, the thing is with insurance is that, and it would be the same on the going back to the infertility side or the birth control side, however you want to look at it. Like, would we agree that everybody that can't have children is meant to have no children in their life? Like, would we? You look in the Bible and there's like guys sleeping with the maidservant to carry on the family, and God used those people. Like, it's just, you really want to be careful when you start getting into those weeds of God's sovereignty and playing. And I think with insurance, the reason that it always struck me as, and I think it's probably fully, most people in those circles would agree with this. They realize that they just have insurance from the church. Like, it would be like, oh, the church will look after you. Well, now there's your insurance policy. So you're not like, unless you literally are just going to suffer and you're going to live without a house because you decided that God burned your house down and now you're going to live without, like, unless you take it all the way and follow all the way through, now you're a hypocrite. Now you're just in the spot of, hey, I have people caring for me one way or another. Listen, we have a overarching medical system that has an insurance that we pay into, or whatever it would be. And I think that would be the general consensus. Yeah. But
I'm sure they wear seatbelts. It's kind of insurance.
I think a lot wouldn't, but that's a whole different issue.
That's kind of the Sunday thing too. Like, I remember growing up, there'd be like some families like, you guys are allowed biking on Sunday. And I was like, the bike was totally okay, or the trampoline wasn't okay, or
that was our upbringing.
What?
Where there was, the line was drawn there, and it just had to be drawn somewhere, so that's where it was. And I don't know,
but yeah, I mean, like, everyone has a different spot.
Yeah,
it was interesting. Has a different spot. I was been reading Colossians a whole bunch, like I said last week. So I came across in Colossians 2:16 and 17. So don't let anyone condemn you for what you eat or drink, or for not celebrating certain holy days, new moon ceremonies, or Sabbaths. For these rules are only shadows of the reality yet to come, and Christ himself is that reality. And I thought it was
that verse is not read enough.
I can read it again if you want.
Yeah, read it one more time.
Okay, so Colossians 2:16, 17. So don't let anyone condemn you for what you eat or drink, or for not celebrating certain holy days, like celebrating Christmas, not celebrating Christmas, or new moon ceremonies, or Sabbaths. For these rules are only shadows of the reality yet to come, and Christ himself is that reality. I think, I'm pretty sure that Paul, when he wrote this, is writing to the church and where the Colossians were, and that a lot of them had Jewish backgrounds, where the Jewish backgrounds were all about all the different rules and everything had to be done perfectly. And so he's like, don't get hung up on those things. That's not what it's about. And I respect anybody that wants to keep the Sabbath or whatever. I think it's pretty scary when you start condemning the people that aren't. Yeah. We're free in Christ.
Yeah. The other part I find fascinating, and I don't think it's talked about enough in a lot of churches, is that the bulk of the people that Jesus really skewered was the religious leaders.
That's right.
I mean, we don't want to think that way because we get very uncomfortable and there's not hard rules. And I feel like even in my culture, the way I'm wired, it's like, hey, it's just so much easier. Even with my wife, I'm like, just give me a list. I need to check the boxes, right?
That's right.
But that's just not how life is. Yeah. And I think that even in our spiritual walk and as Christians, like, we're supposed to be wrestling with stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's funny how we have created a culture of where, man, if you just do these certain things now, you're okay. And that is very unhealthy. Yeah. And Jesus predominantly went after the religious leaders of his day. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if that would be the case today, right?
Yeah. He wanted their hearts. Like, he was like, you guys tithe the 10th of your mint gardens, though your heart is far from me.
Yeah,
I think the key there is that we do need to wrestle with what we are doing with our Sundays, and we need to
all of our days, because it's like what about your like Tuesday evenings? Are you only working, or are you actually spending time with your family and shepherding them? Yeah. Or like, because it's really easy to be like, oh, Sunday is really important, but the rest of the day, that's all my time. No, all of it's God's time.
It is. We still have to decide as a family where we're at, and instead of just doing willy-nilly whatever, we should be wrestling. And I think there could be discretion in every family for parents. There's that Christian liberty to figure out what they believe, but then know why you're doing it and know why you believe what you believe.
Yeah. Christian liberty is it's a thing that I wasn't aware of growing up. It was all black and white. This was wrong or this was right.
I guess on the flip side of the Christian liberty is how, and Paul talks about it a lot, but how are we caring for those that are the weaker brother? And the weaker person would be maybe
not to offend them.
Yeah, but the weaker person would probably be the one that is sensitive and maybe feels stronger about something. And can we be gracious in that? And similar to the person, hey, maybe we don't struggle at all with alcohol, but our family member is really struggling with it. We should be able to
Put it away.
set aside our liberty of drinking because we have no problem with alcohol and be like, hey, and I think that's where we really struggle, right? Mm-hmm. We tend to flip flop on either side. And
one of my Bible story books for the kids has a cool picture in there. I'll see if I can put it on the screen later when I do the edit. But it's a bunch of kind of disheveled looking guys sitting in like a, I don't know, crappy looking area. Mm-hmm. And Jesus is sitting in the middle. And it looks like they're talking to him, and then there's like a brick wall in the back with a skinny tall window, one of those like old building looking things. And then outside the window you can see two guys in all black garb, long black flowing robes or whatever, kind of leaning into each other, whispering and pointing at Jesus and those guys. And they're the Pharisees. And it's about the piece in the Bible where the Pharisees go to Jesus and ask, why are you sitting with those sinners? And Jesus responds, well, I didn't come for good people. I came for people that know they're sick. And I love that piece of the Bible because I always identified with the people that were screwed up, even from a young age. The guys growing up were always the guys in the black suits and, like pointing and being like, those guys are bad, these guys are bad, these guys are bad. And like,
were they actually doing that, or was that just your perception because of the...
A lot of them were.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It was a lot of condemning about what was wrong. It wasn't a lot of talking about what was right. It's a lot easier to talk about what's wrong than what's right, or what you should be doing versus what you shouldn't be doing. Jesus came for that's it, like I think me and Jason were talking about earlier this week about Romans 3. Like, is your heart an open grave or not? Right. That's
everybody's is.
Everybody's is.
Where do you live, Jason? What town do you live in?
Nobleford, or just south of Nobleford.
So where do you guys go to church?
FRC in Monarch.
Yeah. Okay, that's a pretty big church.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the biggest FRC in North America, isn't it?
I think it is, actually.
How long have you been going there?
20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you would have grown up there to some degree.
Yeah.
Or where did you come from before that?
Well, I think I was baptized here in the NRC.
Okay.
In Chilliwack, and then my parents moved to Alberta, and we attended the NRC there for a while.
Okay.
And then we...
in Nobleford, or...?
No, I think in Lethbridge. I think it was just Lethbridge back then. This would be like the mid-90s.
Okay.
And then... At some point, I'm not sure exactly how old I was, my parents moved to the HRC in Fort Macleod. And then I think it was about 10 or 11 years old when that church kind of shut down, or we left.
Is there no HRC in Southern Alberta?
No.
Okay.
No.
Too middle of the road.
I'm not sure what it was. I was too young. I know there was some things going on and whatever.
Churches are messy.
But
messy places.
Yeah.
They really are.
Churches are full of sinners.
Full of broken people.
We're all sinners.
Amen.
Broken people do broken things, is what it boils down to.
You're at the fair farm. Nice.
Talking about broken and being a servant, loving other people. Elizabeth Elliot, you know who Elizabeth Elliot is? Wife of Jim Elliot, who was a missionary that went to some remote island, and as soon as he got
killed.
As soon as he got there, got speared by a bunch of guys, and she ended up going back and...
very cool story.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Worth doing your homework on that story. Yeah. Pretty special people.
He has that quote, he is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose.
I love it.
Which is on the wall here.
I love it.
Anyways, Elizabeth Elliot, so she went back actually with some of the other wives of the guys who got killed, and they went and reached those tribes with the gospel. And a lot of them got saved. But she has a quote, which I love. The best way to find out whether or not you have a servant's heart is to see what your reaction is when someone treats you like one. You get that? When someone
I fully understand it.
So someone treats you like a
Gary,
servant.
go grab this for me.
Yeah, exactly. What's your reaction? Are we like, who might have got that for you?
Yes, Marie.
Yeah. Be like,
yes.
Love us, serve as Christ served the church. Right? Love your wife as Christ.
Yeah.
Serve the church. Yeah.
She's pretty easy to love.
Yeah. Which I think is pretty convicting. When you read that, you're like, okay, how do I respond when that happens? Because that's what we're called to be like. So if we're responding with a bunch of arrogance, then we're like, oh, got some crap to work on. Heart change.
Need to do some freedom sessions, maybe.
Yeah, how's freedom sessions going? Freedom sessions is going in Alberta, and we can edit this out if you want me to, but you're doing it. So.
Yeah, I'm among the first group that's doing it. We're on week 11.
That's awesome, man.
It's been good at breaking me down.
Is it breaking you down?
Yeah, it showed me a lot of stuff doing the inventories and especially writing it all down. That some hard stuff going through some of the stuff that the hurt and the pain and the cool part is that you get to sit there with a group of guys and you all get to talk about it.
Completely
and realize
honest.
that I'm not the only guy struggling with this or that.
Did you honestly feel like you were? Did you? Because you probably had pretty good level of openness with people.
Yeah, I've never really shared the deepest, darkest. Okay. Like some places I had, so it wasn't the first place I'd opened up. But yeah, it was. Do
you have an honest group? Do you feel like you got an honest group?
I think pretty honest. I think we've all gained a level of trust and
so cool.
And some of them maybe have a little more to share, and some don't. And
yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. Like I think week 11 and 12 is like at the bottom of the hole, and hopefully we get to start coming up pretty quick. Gary's one.
There's a little turn on week 13, isn't there? That's
it's a ways out. Yeah, no, it's good.
Okay,
it's good. Yeah, you're right there. You are right there.
But so
basically the minute you start doing step 5, like if people actually if they do all their inventories honestly and then do step 5 properly, then you start to have some real freedom, right? Okay, step 5 is sharing with someone else, right? So,
okay, so is the shield inventory, which step is that?
That's then? 4. Those are all the inventories are step 4. And then 4 is a grind.
Yeah.
And it's fast.
A lot of people quit.
Yeah.
People quit the whole journey.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's interesting because people, like you said, and I mean, people, there again, you don't have to share everything with your group, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's actually one of the big reasons people won't do freedom sessions because I'm in a small group and you don't have to share everything at all. You can be whatever level of honest you want. Mm-hmm. What I find cool is how honest people are in that group. Mm-hmm. Because often people share everything in their small group. So
that's
like,
me.
Man, but you know how much you're trusting these guys then?
Yeah.
And that's what's so cool, right? Where because I don't know how your experience is, but for us, in the world we live in here, like how often are you doing life on day to day and being really honest about the real stuff that's going on in your life? You just don't.
I'm learning to like open up a little bit more, even with other
those
people.
Concrete truck drivers. You're just unloading on.
They heard way too much on our Christmas party. Might have had some encouragement there. A couple of drinks and
a few wobbly pops.
Just let loose at the front with the microphone in your hand.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it's good.
People need that, man. People need that. People need somebody to lead by example and be vulnerable. And everybody wants that. People want deep connection. People want to know that no matter how screwed up they are, they're cared for and they're special and they matter, right? It's fascinating that we don't have that, especially in our Christian culture. We literally should be fostering that.
That's where one place it should be.
James 5, I was talking about it this morning with Kyle. Confess your sins one to another and pray for each other that you may be forgiven or
healed.
Healed. That's pretty huge. You know, I look at the Southern Alberta and like my own struggles with alcohol. When growing up in the early teenage years, you looked at the older guys and they were always drinking and it was a fun thing and it looked great and it was cool. And then I was 16 and I was drinking, and then I was 18 and drinking a lot more and every weekend and every night and all that. And then started a business and still drinking, and then you have stress, and then you're drinking because of the stress, and you're drinking on the good days and the bad days, and
drinking to celebrate, drinking to mourn.
Oh yeah, it's and in an environment where there was a lot of drinking, and still.
Would you consider it an acceptable drug of choice then?
Absolutely.
I would assume, especially in the culture you're in. Yeah.
The Dutch community, it's actually wild. Like as soon as you step out of our Dutch community, it's like, oh, you drink. Or like
you drink that much all the time, you drink 5 and
drink and you smoke like that. Like, come on, how do you do that to your body? Your body's a temple.
Just don't have a tattoo.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's kind of,
I mean, that's not totally fair because there are just a lot of cultures that. But I do know what you're saying. If you step into Christian community that's not Dutch. They really scratch their weary head. Our friend Matt included. He's just like, man, you guys pound. How is this lining up where you are so legalistic about other things, but you excuse the drunkenness? Because we would all agree that there's nothing wrong with drinking.
Yeah,
at least here,
it's the drunkenness.
And
it's there, and it's like the communities kind of just looks at it and says, well, boys will be boys. Let them get it out before they get married. stuff like that.
Yeah, their wife will straighten them out.
It's like the Amish don't want, they do that too. Don't they like allow the Rumspringa, I think it's called.
Oh.
When they're young kids, they're allowed to go out and get it all out of their system, and then they come back. And
I'm so scared when we talk like this about other faith groups and stuff.
No, they have this. Rumspringa is a thing. Okay. Like, look it up. It's like it's a thing. There's like
last week we butchered the Mormons. This week we're butchering the Amish.
This is butcher ourselves only.
Yeah.
I'm just always a little scared.
Yeah,
you're probably right.
I would agree.
Seems weird.
It is. It is just like what he's saying. It's weird, right? Like, yeah.
Well, I think because there again, when something's okay, and like especially with drinking, it's like where is the line, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's such a personal, like it's. Well, especially because some people, it's not about number of drinks you have. Like literally, some people would have 2 drinks and be pretty intoxicated, and the next guy's drinking a 2-6er in a night, and he's still walking. Right?
I actually did it the other night. So we had my family gift exchange at my house, and I was like, I got it. Like, make sure everyone's kind of relaxed. So I said to Nicole, we're going to do Jello shooters, and so we made Jello shooters with vodka. When anybody came in, everyone got a Jello shooter, and just got everyone.
And did it
Best
work?
Family function you ever had?
I got some compliments. I mean, I didn't see anybody inebriated. But
acting out of hand. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be wearing that.
Yeah, I saw a few people smile that never smile. No, I'm just kidding.
Were you looking in the mirror?
Yeah.
I had one of the guys tell me at the shelter recently. He's like, "Man, you never smile." I'm like, "Oh crap."
Pretty strong.
Resting bitch face.
Resting.
Yeah. Anyways,
but what I was getting at is that I think there's a lot of guys out there that struggle with that alcohol, or you know, they get to my age or 30 or 40 and they're like, this is kind of a problem because I don't feel like stopping. I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
But,
do people go to AA? Like, would you recommend someone go to AA or not? I've been to AA in Lethbridge, so.
Yeah, I haven't gone to AA.
No?
I've considered it. I've got a friend, a really good friend of mine that went and did it. And I think he's like 100 times better for it. Okay. I love talking to him about it. He's gained a lot of knowledge and introspection around it. I think my pride would hold me back. I can figure this out on my own.
You struggle with pride?
A little bit. I don't want to be that guy.
I love it. I love the honesty. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's why most people wouldn't go, just so you know. It'd literally be the pride or the uncomfortableness.
We were talking about yesterday too, just about even like a church leadership, about how like they never have any problems, and so you're not going to go to them if you have a problem, and how important it is to like be wide open about that, and also before they go in, like ask them all the questions, like what be real. What are you struggling with? Because when me and Jason were talking about it yesterday, when we saw them growing up and everyone had their crap together, well, then you start holding your stuff in because you don't want to be the odd man out, and then you end up being in a spot one day where you're in that position. Well, you're definitely not going to be open then, and now you're all like in your 40s to 60s, and everyone's like has secrets that you're not talking to anybody about, and so they're just disaster.
Any organization, including a church, any organization, any business, everything will stem from leadership. If the leadership is vulnerable, people will be vulnerable.
Yeah.
If a boss is a gentle person and caring, employees will be caring. If the guy's a slave driver, you're going to create leadership matters, and that's why when you read scripture, that's why leaders are supposed to be beyond or have a very tall order. Beyond reproach is scary.
And the most important one is a dad.
Yeah.
You want gentle kids, you got to be gentle. You want patient kids, you got to be patient. It all stems from what we're doing, not what we're telling them to do, what we're doing.
How we're acting with
how we're acting, how we're like, does our words mean jack? Yeah. My kids call me out often. Yeah.
One cool example of that is I recently heard of a church community that their recent pastor was, talked a lot about pornography and the evils of it and how it needs to be dragged into the light and all that stuff. Talked about it quite a bit, but never really went anywhere. And then the next pastor talked about his own struggle with pornography. And then all of a sudden, all these young men and these men start showing up and say,
I need help.
I need help.
I need help.
And it was his vulnerability, his ability to say, I struggle with this. And that's why people trusted to show up and say, hey,
I love that.
I need help.
Love that.
So I think that's what we need to be as men and leaders in our community to say, hey, I suck at this and I've done this, I've gone through this, and I'm willing to talk to you about it.
Yeah, be real. With our kids too. I mean, we expect perfection from our kids, and then when they're in their 20s, they're not going to come talk to us. If we allow them to not be perfect now, You know, like we want them to be
Our
excellent.
kids, man, they just shoot it right. God, I can't be perfect. I'm a human. I'm a sinner. That's what my kid. I got a 6-year-old
that's openly talk about that way, right?
Well, it's not. It's
to a degree, you
do better. I say, right? Do better.
Yeah, you say a lot of that. You say a lot of that. Too.
I do a lot of that too, right? Yeah. Bit of gospel.
A lot of empty,
mostly just try
threats.
harder. Yeah, a lot of empty. I'm the king of empty threats. It's a disaster. Horrible parent. Failed threats, fake threats.
Anyways, anything else you guys talk about?
Jason, you probably listen to this once in a while. What is something that should be talked about more on the podcast? This is your chance to bring to light what you think. Man, these guys.
Told me yesterday he doesn't listen that often.
Okay,
I don't
stand
listen
corrected.
a lot,
but you have, and you're like, you quit listening for a reason because it was boring, probably.
Oh, that's
people just want to be entertained, right?
I think just be authentic, be real.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys both for that because you guys have been.
So if people are struggling with drinking in Southern Alberta, they're going to come talk to Jason.
Come talk to Jason. I know
he will drink with them. Yeah. Or are you not drinking now?
I still am.
Okay. Are you going to quit or not until you go to AA?
I'm figuring it out.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm working on it.
Okay. Waiting until it gets back from Mexico.
Yeah, I gotta go. We're doing a company trip
awesome.
to Mexico, so
this is awesome.
maybe after that.
You strike me as somebody that could be stone cold sober in Mexico and be totally fine and have a fun time.
I would struggle. Yeah, I would struggle. I feel like I'm not in the group. I'm sitting outside watching everybody else have fun.
Okay, that's honest. I love it.
I got to get in the group.
That's cool, man.
Anyways, before we hop off, I just want to give a shout out to Mark Venort and Venort Contracting. He's helped me a bunch in the past, and he's still on the notes here. And I told him a few times I'd shout him out if people want to need an ultimate handyman in Chilliwack. He's helped me a ton. He's fixed my hot tub, built me bunk beds, built the studio, does full renovations, anything random and hard. He can probably do it. So he's a great guy. Reach out to just Google Venort Contracting as an Instagram, or see if I can find his number here while we're still on it.
He's got a good skill set.
Yeah,
everything's a nail and he's a hammer.
Pretty much. Yeah. He's a here. 604-791-7898. So if anybody wants to use Mark, great guy. It's helped me out a lot. So
and if you're in BC and you want to move to Alberta where, the sky's always blue and mortgage rates are cheap and
oil and gas is literally pouring out of the ground, and they're just
the land of milk and honey.
Oil prices.
We're looking for more concrete truck drivers. So.
Yeah, so reach out to me so I can connect you with Jason.
Yeah,
and get my cut.
Yeah. Make sure Kyle gets his cut. Yeah.
Couldn't help myself there. If you have any questions, send them in. You can do it anonymously on the website, furiousthecurious.co. It's super complicated. Gary hates it. But if you scroll to the bottom and you hit podcast question, you can send them in.
This person got the IQ of a small farm animal, and they sent us a long anonymous rant, so it can't be that hard.
The guys that start there. It's there. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Peace. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.